What's going on, guys? This is Badass Reviewer, and I'm here with my final review of the Marvel Legends Infinite Series Groot figure from the Guardians of the Galaxy. So this was the Build-A-Figure, which I'm sure a lot of you guys already knew, but yeah, this is a really nice figure. I really kind of sucks that we couldn't get a comic version of him, which would have been 10 times better. But, you know, at least we got a Groot figure, so it's not really, it's something you can complain about, but if you, like, it's still like, hey, we got this figure, so that's cool. And he's a pretty nice figure. I really like the detail, or well, I guess we'll get on this detail in a sec, but the sculpting is very nice. Like, he's completely sculpted from head to toe. Very nice looking. Like, he definitely looks like he does in the movie. I kind of wish he had a better like facial expression. That's my only real complaint. But he looks really nice, and he looks definitely like a giant tree, so that's cool. He's got some nice detailing. They painted like he's all brown, and then they give him this like lighter brown to kind of accent the details and all the sculpting and stuff, so it's some really nice shading there. He's got this like shade of green on his chest, which is probably going to be hard to pick up because it's really faint, but you can see it in person. It's on his face too, and then it's kind of around his neck, and then on his back, and then a little bit down on his I guess his butt area. But it would have been nice if it was a little bit more everywhere, but it still looks really nice. It's kind of on his arms too. It's kind of just in random spots, really, is what it seems like. But, I mean, there's a lot of detail going into this guy. I mean, I guess from afar, he kind of looks like he's really just a hairy-looking tall dude. I mean, like it kind of looks like this is all hair, but definitely, like, when you see it in person, it looks so much better. The thing that kind of sucks is it seems like on the backside of his legs they didn't really like touch up on that, so it's just kind of like a glossy brown. And then like the inside of his arms didn't really get much attention to painting as well. So, but that's not a real big deal. He still looks really nice. I mean, out of the wave, I think he's probably my favorite. Or I wouldn't say maybe my favorite. I'm like, he's a really cool figure. I'd say Nova's probably the best, but this guy would have to be second just because of sculpting and the fact that it's like a 3 foot tall, or not 3 foot tall, like a, I don't know, 10 inch tall like Groot figure, which is really cool. To get a little size comparison, here he is next to Star-Lord, which is 6 inches. So I would guess that he's probably about 10 inches tall. That's just a rough estimation. He's probably around like 10 or 9. So, but yeah, he looks like, you can definitely see like the height comparison with that. And then if we bring in Rocket real quick, the very crappy Rocket Raccoon figure, here he is next to that. So you can kind of get that as a size comparison, and if you wanted to, you could like kind of like latch him on to his shoulder or something. I guess that doesn't look too bad, but anyways, we're not reviewing this Rocket Raccoon figure anymore. He doesn't deserve it. But yeah, really nice figure. Kind of sucks that you have to get every figure, because I definitely would have like, not every figure was worth purchasing, but it's still a nice, you know, figure, and some of the figures were definitely worth picking up. And I guess if you wanted to get the, you know, the Guardians of the Galaxy team that have matching outfits and stuff, then it was probably worth picking up. But yeah, so detail-wise, really nice figure. They did a good job. I guess that kind of it might kind of explain why some of the other figures sucked, but at the same time, it's like it really shouldn't have made a difference. But you know, it's still a great figure, and he's got tons of articulation, so let's go over that next. His head can pop off. It's just on a ball hinge, so that's really nice. Get a little closer look at his face. I feel like I didn't really talk about it much. I wish he did have a better looking facial expression. He kind of just has like a blank expression like Rocket Raccoon did. I wish he was more like angry looking or making some kind of face other than this. He just looks like he's like stoned out of his mind, or he's just like I don't know, it's really weird, but I like the eye sockets. They kind of like sink in and they're a little bit darker, and then he's got the black eyes, so it kind of makes them it makes them look really cool. But the head can, it does have a really good range of articulation. He can look down, and he can look up, but since he's so tall, he's going to be looking down at people instead of looking up, but you can get him to look up a good amount. It can rotate 360 degrees. His arms are ball hinge, so they can rotate 360 degrees. They can go in and out. It's on a ratchet joint too. It's not loud, but it's a kind of a soft ratchet, so there's that. He's got a bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, which is really nice. He's got a hinge in the wrist as well as a swivel. This hand is like closed more. It's kind of like he wants to like hold something, I guess. His hands are really soft and his fingers are individual to each other, so I guess if you want him to like hold something, he can. This one is open palmed, and I guess if he wants to give someone a high five or wave hello or something, he can. His fingers are really weird looking. They kind of remind me of like Greedo from Star Wars, but they are really weird looking, but I mean, it's cool. He's got this diaphragm joint, which goes back really far, goes forward really far, and it can rotate not 360 degrees, but it can rotate left and right. It's pretty tough, so I don't know if you want to do that too much, because I feel like it might snap or something, so just kind of be cautious with that. But it does get a good range of motion, so that's really nice. This part I think kind of sucks. I was really like, I didn't think his legs were going to be like this, but they gave him wide jointed legs. So you have to twist his legs to make him walk forward, or to make him go forward. But they can go forward and back, and then they can go in and out. This one's not really, like, this one's ratchety, but this one, yes, like the other day when I first got him, like, yeah, like that one's super ratchety. I don't know why, but it feels like definitely stiffer for some reason. This leg also looks a lot bigger than this leg, which is kind of weird too, but I guess that's just how he looks or something. But yeah, so his legs can go in and out. He's got a single jointed knee, but it's also like a ball hinge with a swivel, so the knee can swivel, so that's really nice. And when I first got this guy, I'm just gonna like give you guys some advice real quick. His leg wouldn't bend at all, and I wouldn't force it because the peg up in here will break. So what I did is I just took some hot water and I ran his leg under it from behind here, and that, or let me get it in the thing, just run some hot water on the back of his leg if it can't bend, and then just get it really hot and then pour his leg under it and then move it, because it was like really stiff, and I've heard other people say that his leg was really stiff in the knee too. So if you run into any problems like that, just run some hot water on it and that'll definitely help. That way you don't break your figures. Then we come down to the bottom of the foot. There's no like ankle articulation or anything, but his foot does have a hinge, and he does have an ankle pivot, so that's really nice. And I didn't show his feet, but he's got this like, he's got these really cool feet looking, or really cool looking feet, so that's really nice. It's very unique, and it definitely makes me think like of a tree like branching out of the ground or something, so that's really cool. And he stands really easily, so you can like pretty much get him in any kind of pose and he'll be just fine. But yeah, would I recommend you pick up this wave? Yes and no. Like, I was really like, I'm glad to have got this guy. I do wish that there was like, it was all comic versions of the characters, but definitely like half of the wave was good and two of the other, like really I only thought 2 figures out of this entire wave sucked. But if you want to just pick this guy up by himself, go ahead, it'll be cheaper that way. But yeah, definitely a nice figure, and a nice figure to add to your collection, especially if you like the Guardians of the Galaxy. And so yeah, I mean, pick it up if you want. I certainly enjoy them, so there's my review, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Go back and check out my other reviews for the wave, and stay tuned for more figure reviews and stuff like that coming up, and I will talk to you guys later.